Namaste, Krishna Rao garu.
Namaste.
Yesterday, 22nd January 2024 is a very historic day in the Indian culture, and what our parents, grandparents and forefathers have dreamt about a Ramarajya, and then re-establishment of Ayodhya temple has really come true, and across the world number of Indians have witnessed the historic event, and it's really a very excellent credit to establish back our Hindu belief, customs and traditions. And I think personally I feel that BJP should take credit of trying to infuse confidence, and also to see and protect our dharma and our Hindu religion. I think this is the third or fourth step after the BJP government has come into the power. First one, what we have seen is that discrimination at Kashmir, of abolition of Article 370, then of course revival to a great extent of the Kashi Vishweshwara temple, and now the Ayodhya Ram temple. So we really feel proud that at least we could, during our lifetime, could witness such a beautiful performance. Can you just sum up?
Yeah, definitely. No, I'll straight away link it up with the speech of Jawaharlal Nehru, the midnight of 14th August 1947, Traced with Destiny. He did mention there, people long oppressed find their voice. And this is a pledge redeemed, a pledge made by Jawaharlal Nehru on 14 August 1947. It took 70 years to be redeemed by Narendra Modi on 22nd January 2024. That's an unfortunate thing. This is a pledge that should have been redeemed in the first few years of India's independence. That it took so many days to redeem it shows how lopsided and, in a way, against the Indian ethos and culture, the policies of the Nehruvian ideology that ruled this country for almost all half a century. I mean, it's good to be secular, there's no doubt about that. But it can be a secular country while reclaiming its past, reclaiming its ethos, reclaiming its culture, reclaiming its heritage. What Somanath represents, what Ayodhya represents, is an effort to reclaim this past, which was oppressed and suppressed for almost 1,000 years under a foreign rule. When the Muslim mobs came across India, they just had no great civilization. They were just fired up by a religious belief. And they thought the best way of establishing their religion is by demolishing whatever is very important to Hindus. That's how the destruction of Somanatha temple happened. Of course, the other thing is there were also treasures. There was a lot of treasure which was lying in most of these temples. Yes, that's the way the Indians looked at their temples as places not only of worship but cultural, religious, very significant. So they also donated a lot of money, the Rajas and others, to these temples as well. That's how the Somnath was demolished. But the maximum damage was done almost all. The initial stage was somewhere around 11th, 12th century, that Ghajini fellow who came and demolished Somnath. But the real destruction in terms of temples of importance happened much later. That's almost all up 400, 500 years back. Somewhere in the 17th century, when Aurangzeb was the Mughal ruler. He was the most obnoxious and narrow-minded king who ruled this country with only one aim of establishing Islam. And he thought the best way of establishing Islam is demolish the most important temples. That's how Mathura and Jnanvapi became targets for him. But much before him, Babur, when he actually came in 1546 and established his Mughal Empire, they attacked the Ram Janmabhoomi because that's a very, very sacred place. And after building a mosque there, it was a contested place right from that point onwards. In fact, the Hindu revolt against this demolition has a continuing movement. Even during Akbar time, there was a agitation to restore the place, and he gave them some land there for doing their prayers and things like that. And it continued during the period of the British. British accepted it, that it was a place which is the birthplace of Rama, and it was demolished and then constructed this mosque. But they told, since it happened 300 years back, there's nothing we can do because that's a different regime altogether. But the fact is that it's a temple destroyed and a mosque constructed. And subsequent archaeological evidences have 100% proved that. So, Nehru, who was unwilling to get associated himself with Somnath, a place where no mosque is destroyed, a temple is going to be rebuilt. To expect him to support anything like this would be asking for too much. That's what happened also during that time when there was a collector who did some work there. He sent a message to Govind Vallabh, the then Prime Minister, to rescind that order, and that collector refused to do that. So that's all his story. So because of this Nehruvian legacy and pseudo-secularism, this particular issue has to wait for so long for the civilization aspirations to be got fulfilled. That is what happened now. The temple there is something that as a religion, as a nation, as a culture, we would like to have it as a reference point. And nothing better than Rama, who is an embodiment of Dharma himself. And who says that he is an embodiment of Dharma? Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. Who is the person who told that? It's no other than Maricha. Maricha, Subhahu, both of them go to destroy the yajna of Vishwamitra. Then Subhahu dies. Maricha is hit by the arrow but falls far off and then lives. So when Rama asks him to go in as a deer and then try to attract Rama, and he says, what are you talking? He is nothing other than embodiment of Dharma. Sadhu, Satya, and it goes on. I mean, he is somebody like what Devendra is to Devatas, Indra is to Devatas. He is such a person for the Manavas. So that's the stature of the man. And a man who told to Lakshmana, when Lakshmana says, let's stay back in Lanka, because Lanka is a very, very prosperous place, everything is gold. So Lakshmana is tempted, and he says, let's stay back in Lanka. He says, no, Janani Janma Bhumisya Swargadapi Gariyasi. So I'll get back to Ayodhya. So those are the type of ideals, and then the type of something to look forward to is what is Ramarajya. So he represents that. He represents that Indianness. I wouldn't even say it's Hindu. It's Indianness. It's something which is innate to us. So that's what we have reclaimed by this. And I'm very happy that it happened, and all these small controversies, lots of these chaps keep on doing it, has no relevance at all. First of all, Shankaracharyas did not approve it. It's not being done in the Sankara tradition. There are mutts, there are traditions. Each mutt has its own tradition. That's the greatness of Hindu religion. I mean, you have tremendous diversity within the religion. So, a Tirupati temple practices, customs, rituals are not something which is applicable to all other temples. It's something unique to that temple. The Sri Salem temple rituals are specific to Sri Salem temple rituals. In fact, the Sri Salem, the priest there is a Lingayat. He's not a Brahmin. So that's this system that exists there in Sri Salem. So to say that the Shankara tradition should be there in Ramalayam at Ayodhya is ridiculous and meaningless. It's being done as per the traditions of those mutt which is handling it. And every religion has to change also, change with times, and that's happening. So I think it was a wonderful moment and a great thing that all of us were there to see it and enjoy. Thank you.
For more updates, like, comment, subscribe to our channel.